All right, it's Lombardi leaves Levi's, a midnight show for you. I'm working hard, even though it was Sunday Night Football, and it's not easy to write articles and do some live coverage after a night game. At least we're not on the East Coast. On the West Coast, this becomes a little bit easier. But the 49ers won this one by a final score of 22-16 against the Chargers. You heard it in the instant reaction. You'll see it up on my article in The Athletic. This game was about the defense, obviously. They gave up only 52 total yards in the second half, pitched another shutout. The defense playing some awesome football, but it was also about Jimmy Garoppolo. And when you have a quarterback playing well and a defense playing well, you can go really far. And the 49ers feel that the rest of this is going to fall into place as time goes along. You know, I talked a little bit about the conservative offense, and I do think that the 49ers, it's not necessarily conservative as much as Kyle Shanahan needs to embrace what his team does best. And right now, what the 49ers do best offensively is they pass best. Again, you know, I talked about it so much over the course of the bye week. 49ers are number 2 pass DVOA ever since Garoppolo took over, and down at number 24 in rushing DVOA. And that number has started to move up in rushing DVOA. We'll see where the actual rushing efficiency ends up following this game. But they were 41 carries, 157 yards. Great that they reached 40 carries. A lot of people talk about them reaching 40 carries. But process is so much more important than outcome there. And sometimes for the 49ers' sake, I fear that Kyle Shanahan is calling plays to reach 40 runs instead of letting 40 runs just be the byproduct of a good and balanced game. I thought the 49ers were running up against a few brick walls today against the Chargers. And, you know, it was a lesson. Because even if the Chargers have the worst run defense in football and they're giving up 5.7 yards per carry coming into this game, right? So that was the worst in the NFL, and the 49ers thought they're going to run all over them. Even a team that is ranked at the bottom of the NFL, if it focuses enough resources to stop or slow the run, will stop or slow the run. And you can't just keep on stubbornly running against it. You've got to loosen that up with the pass. You have to pass to set up the run. And that's why the 4-play sequence that the 49ers were essentially forced into, this happened in the first half. They faced 3rd and 12. They're down 13-3. It was following a delay of game where Elijah Mitchell couldn't get lined up in the correct spot, so the 49ers suffered the 5-yard penalty. The 49ers passed Garoppolo to Kittle, 21 yards, and then Garoppolo 33 yards to Ray McCloud on one of the nicest throws that you probably saw all Sunday in NFL play. Garoppolo off schedule, first, second read not there, rolls to the right, throws open Ray McCloud, who, you know, just turns into a football player on the play. And 2 more passes to McCaffrey after that. The 49ers are 5 yards away from scoring. Garoppolo QB sneak, boom, don't take those for granted. Unfortunately, Jimmy Garoppolo's quarterback sneak streak broke today. He had been 31 out of 31. Didn't get one on 3rd down, made him 31 out of 32 in his career, but got it on 4th down. So 32 of 33, and then obviously the touchdown for Jimmy Garoppolo. So he's 33 of 34. I'll still take that percentage if I'm the 49ers. But anyway, pass set up the run. Those 4 straight passes, when the 49ers, you know, had been running against the brick wall that was the Chargers' aggressive run defense, those 4 straight passes really opened things up. And then, I mean, they had a scoring drive at the start of the second half where the first play was a swing pass out to Christian McCaffrey that really stretched the field. I talked to Christian about this after the game. He agreed that spaced things out for the 49ers. So the throw to Kittle spaced things out for the 49ers. Kittle to McCloud, 2 to McCaffrey spaced things out. And then they had an almost run-exclusive drive that netted a field goal at the start of the second half that should have netted a touchdown, but Ayuk dropped one there in the end zone. But it should have started with a successful throw to Christian McCaffrey. That was successful, right? The swing pass. And it should have ended with a successful throw to Brandon Ayuk, but he dropped it. But still, the point remains the same. You can run a lot, but if the passes are well-timed, then the runs will be more efficient. And I think the 49ers started to get a hold of that in the second half, but they never fully got a hold of it today. The good news for them, though, is that Jimmy Garoppolo made plays today. 49ers were 5 of 8 on 3rd and long. They're 9 of 17 on third down in general, which is really good, but they're 5 of 8 on third and long. Would have been 6 of 8 if Ayuk had held on to that ball in the end zone. So Garoppolo's super impressive. He's been delivering for years on third down, almost like a bailout situation today for the 49ers, right? That good on third and long, your QB is carrying you. So the stereotype that the 49ers have some kind of great running game that's carrying them, you can leave that one in the past where it belongs. It doesn't apply anymore. Again, number 2 pass DVOA this year ever since Garoppolo took over. Number 24 rush DVOA, maybe up to number 21. Still in the 20s. And the pass game, until that run game finds efficiency, the run blocking gets better. McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, who ran well today, by the way. Elijah Mitchell, 18 carries, 89 yards, 4.9 per carry. But until all of that starts clicking, that pass game have to lead the way. And I hate terming it as lead the way, somebody takes, it needs to be a complementary, cohesive effort where both the run and the pass game work in tandem, kind of like how the offense and defense needs to work in tandem. So that flips us to the other side of the ball. 5 possessions for the Chargers in the second half, 0 points, 52 yards. Herbert, 7 of 14 for like 34 yards in the second half. 49ers defense was awesome. And the main adjustment that they made was Fred Warner blitzing. He is so fast, and DeMeco Ryans is so good at making the adjustment to the correct blitzes. It's not just about blitzing. In the first half, he was blitzing, but the blitzes weren't hitting, and Justin Herbert was burning them, and the coverage wasn't great on some of those plays from the 49ers. But in the second half, those blitzes started hitting, just like they did against the Rams, because DeMeco Ryans is great at making adjustments. He's proven time and time again that he's capable of making solid adjustments down the stretch. And today's adjustments were simple. It was about, let's get Fred Warner to the quarterback as quick as possible, work against the guards. And then, once you start collapsing that offensive line with the well-timed blitzes, then guys like Charles Omenihu, Nick Bosa, all the defensive linemen start getting a little bit more fuel to their fire. And Jordan Willis was huge for the 49ers today. First game of the season coming off the knee operation. He flattened Justin Herbert on the play that essentially decided the game there on the 4th and 2. Spin move for Nick Bosa, pushed Herbert to Willis. Willis delivered the quarterback hit. So the 49ers defense did this. Over the second half of this game, they gave up only 52 total yards to a Justin Herbert-led offense despite missing despite missing 3 of their 4 starters along the defensive line and their top tackling linebacker in Dre Greenlaw. Now, the Greenlaw ejection, I didn't understand. I understood the personal foul penalty. Yeah, he hit Herbert in the head, but it turns out that New York called in and wanted Greenlaw ejected. That wasn't the officials in this game here in Santa Clara. That was New York calling in and ejecting Greenlaw. And Matt Barrows from The Athletic, co-worker, he did the pool report with the officials, and they justified it, or they tried to justify it by saying that Greenlaw hit a player, Herbert, who was already down. And I look at that replay. He wasn't already down. He was going down. But the fact that he was going down made him a moving target, and to me, made it clear that there was nothing malicious on that play for Dre Greenlaw. Now, is there a reputation thing at play here with Greenlaw? Possibly. Had a couple personal fouls earlier, had some personal fouls last year. So maybe the league office, based on reputation, called him and wanted him ejected, but that doesn't seem fair to me at all. I don't think Dre Greenlaw's ever done anything maliciously to hurt anybody. And in this case, I think on a bang-bang play like that, he was aiming low and Herbert started to descend because he was going down. This kind of stuff happens within a tenth of a second, right? So to expect Greenlaw to somehow be able to redirect in a situation like that, I don't think is realistic. I think if you're trying to really protect the quarterbacks, fine, throw the flag. But to eject Dre Greenlaw, boy, that seemed excessive to me. And then the league's justification for it by saying that the runner was already down, I don't think that was true. Go watch the replay. I don't think that Herbert was down. He was in the process of going down. But again, this is not a video game where you could just instantaneously press a button and have a guy stop. These are grown men, professional athletes moving extremely fast on the field, and it just doesn't work like that. You don't just snap your finger and have it stop. Even with that, though, Dre Greenlaw led the 49ers with 7 tackles. Greenlaw and Warner, 7 apiece. So we'll see what happens moving forward, if any fines are issued or what the NFL says about this besides what they told Matt Barrows, who was the official pool reporter today. But impressive performance from the 49ers defense, that's for sure, if you look at it in totality. To hold Justin Herbert to that in the second half. Second straight game. Remember, against the Rams, they only gave up 58 yards in the second half. Today, only 52. That is some awesome stuff from the 49ers. Combine that with a good QB performance on the 49ers end. 9 of 17 on third downs, 5 of 8 on third and long. That is the formula to a lot of success. The 49ers are now 5-4. Their next game is in Mexico City against Arizona. It's an NFC West game. We know that Kyler Murray didn't play today. It was Colt McCoy, but we do know that Colt McCoy beat the 49ers here at Levi's Stadium last year. So the 49ers have to take this seriously, even though I think the Cardinals are clearly worse than they were last year. But if they can get a win in Mexico City, or I think they'll have a home field advantage with all the 49ers fans I expect down there, 49ers will be 6-4. Remember, with Seattle losing in Munich today, the 49ers are already in a loss column tie for first place. Both them and the Seahawks have 4 losses on the season. So the 49ers are sitting pretty. And Seattle still has to play Kansas City later this year, and Seattle still has to play the 49ers again on December 15th. So all the 49ers have to do is keep stacking wins. And they put another win on top of the pile today. They're going to be favored against Arizona next week. Try to get another win there, move to 6-4. Let somebody else beat Seattle. Probably going to happen before they play them on December 15th. That's still a while away, right? But then on December 15th, I think the 49ers are going to have a talent advantage against Seattle, provided they stay healthy and continue healing up. But my main takeaway from today is that on defense, the 49ers did that to Justin Herbert, 52 total yards of offense, snuffed him out, no points given up in the second half, with 3 starting defensive linemen out. That's huge. That's title potential for the 49ers. Once they get Armstead back, once they get Ebukam back, once Dre Greenlaw is not ejected before the first half ends, they're going to be even better, right? And then on offense, the 49ers are getting maybe some of the best quarterback play that we've seen from Jimmy Garoppolo in their uniform. I think he was more efficient, probably a little bit more spectacular in 2017, but he's playing within the structure of the offense now and delivering off schedule. He looks physically comfortable. He looks confident. Again, no interceptions, didn't turn the ball over today, and he made it work on third and long. I'll leave you with this stat. Since 2017, since Jimmy Garoppolo came to the 49ers, do you know who the 2 most efficient quarterbacks by EPA per play in the NFL on third down are? Those 2 most efficient quarterbacks on third down since 2017 are Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo. 1 and 2, ahead of everybody else, including Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, whoever you want to list. The top efficiency for QBs since Jimmy Garoppolo has put on a 49ers uniform have been Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo. And we saw that play out today. 49ers, 9 of 17 on third down, including 5 of 8 on third and long. The run game wasn't all too efficient, but to get to those 41 rushing attempts, you've got to pass. You have to have that glue to move the chains in there, and Jimmy Garoppolo provided that glue. And if you have the quarterback, and if you have the defense, you have the 2 primary ingredients of balance to be a two-way team to win a Super Bowl. And the 49ers have those 2 things. Now they need to develop more rushing efficiency. They need to further unleash their offensive weapons. But I'll tell you what, it seems to me that they have full confidence that that will happen because they just have too much talent for it not to happen. And today, a win was a win, and they had those 2 primary ingredients in tow. They can build off of this moving forward at 5-4. All right, time for me to leave Levi's. Talk to everybody soon. There's a look back down on the field today. It was a beautiful night here. It was a little bit chilly, but obviously inside it is a lot more pleasant. All right, thanks everybody. Take care. My article probably up on The Athletic right about right now, so go ahead and check it out. I'll be sure to share it in the comment section. Bye now.